at 0. This is it, guys. There's no more profound words. There's no more pretty language to say. Just a very heartfelt thank you and goodbye from us to you.
Don't take any second for granted.
Make the most of your time. Memento Mori.
Unus Annus.
See you on the other side.
See you on the other side.
The fate of Unus Annus was inevitable, to say the least. And if you were shocked or displeased by the outcome, what did you expect? It was set in stone on day one. Now, if you're not up to date or don't know what I'm talking about, on November 14th of 2020, the plug of the Unus Annus project, created by Mark Fishbach and Ethan Nestor, was pulled. Exactly 1 entire year after its inception. Right on schedule. Right on time. The term Unus Annus is Latin and translates to 1 year. And based off what I just said, you can figure out why. On the surface, excluding the ominous intros and outros, it comes off as just your average YouTube channel. Right? They would do challenge videos, food-related videos, arts and crafts. I obviously have little evidence to prove this, so you'll have to take my word. But there would be the odd yet frequent occasion where in videos the whole vibe would be shifted into something more sinister and unsettling, giving the viewers subconscious and sometimes abstract reminders of the end always being right around the corner.
And take another human life. It's so much to think about.
Now, I've never made a video like this before, but I felt that this was such a staple on the platform that I couldn't let it go silently. Even though for the longest time I didn't see it as such until the time really began to slip and what became more dominant in the focus of the channel's final weeks. Seeing the impact it had on people's lives, including my own, but never really realizing it or letting it sink in until it was too late. But when you think about it, that was kind of the point. To show their fan base that life can be surprising and that all things are temporary, which is why they were okay with letting it all go, as they knew what they had gotten themselves into and were satisfied with what they had accomplished. But in the long run, it would have eventually faded away anyway, like all things. But they gave themselves a timer, which you may be more than familiar with if you're watching this video around the time it was posted. It wasn't like most forms of video entertainment where it would just keep going and going until the spark was gone or until it came to a natural conclusion, only to then be forgotten by time. But something greater? As it was such an innovative idea that most likely could never be replicated, which ironically is what will help Unus Annus go down in internet history as one of the biggest and most impactful social experiments on YouTube.
I would not want to have my life end knowing I could have given something more. So I give everything I have because I need to get it out there. I'll go crazy if I bottle it up. Just talking about how creating is taking a piece of yourself and getting it out.
It's interesting how time flies, just because we both have been doing YouTube now for 8 years? 8-ish?
Something like that, yeah.
8, 9. And it's crazy just thinking about how quickly that has passed by and what we've been able to do in the time that we've been given, but also how much more we both want to do with the time that we have left. And it is a little scary sometimes, you know? Of course it is.
Yeah.
You'd be lying if you said it wasn't scary, because it is. You never know what's going to happen, and you never know how much you're going to be able to give. But you got to do what you can while you can.
Yeah. You don't want to live with regrets.
It was like a mind game because, as I said, from the very first upload, they stated it would be gone when they said it would go, and carried that out throughout the year, making you get used to hearing it to the point where you didn't take it as seriously and started to make your subconscious believe that it's not that bad, right? It's not actually gonna happen. I've made this a part of my life, so it's not gonna get taken away. I've seen many people like this in the comments and on social media. It's like getting your first pet as a child. In my case, it was a hamster. And one reason your parents give you a pet with a short lifespan like that is to introduce you to the concept of death. And that one day, everything including yourself will die. No matter if it's the pet you spent so much time loving, a family member, or someone you'll never meet. And in the context of this, they depicted it in the form of a YouTube channel, Unus Annus. And now, post-mortem, there's little evidence that Unus Annus was ever a thing. Sure, there are re-uploads, but they're working to get those off YouTube. Not because of copyright infringement or anything like that, but to keep Unus Annus the way it was supposed to be. You only had 1 year to make the decision to tune in. That was crystal clear. And now that that year has passed, so have your chances of truly understanding the channel, its message, and your viewership of those videos. And besides that, there are videos like this, talking about Unus Annus like it was some urban legend. People like me, Markiplier and Ethan themselves, and other YouTubers. If you go to the Unus Annus YouTube channel, there will be nothing there for you. If you go to their official website, there will be nothing there for you. And if you go to any of their socials, there will be nothing there for you. Now, the content established in these now vanished videos is not what you'd expect. Imagine you, yourself, uploading one video every single day for 365 days straight. Just one. For a lot of YouTubers, that's like clockwork. Some YouTubers even do triple the amount in a day. But the difference is, could you make a video every single day doing something completely different, new and original each time? Because I know I couldn't, even if I worked my ass off 24/7. I mean, just look at my upload schedule. But you'll find that other channels post the same type of videos in very similar formats. But with Unus Annus, they had what we know as quality content. Ranging from videos that were titled Cooking with Sex Toys, Ghost Hunting at an Abandoned Zoo, which is a personal favourite, and Pee Sauna. For all of you that missed out, I hope you feel bad, because that was something else. And these videos weren't ever half-baked. They had fully fledged editing with everyone involved giving 100% of themselves 100% of the time. And you know, it helps that they had like a team of people working on it, because it would be impossible for just the two of them to do all that. But it shows a kind of commitment and mindset that I've never admired more, which for me is what engaged me most in those videos, no matter what the topic was. No, I didn't watch every upload, and I don't regret that. Which leads me on to the next section of this video. I've mentioned the word time a hefty amount already, but that's not for no reason. What I loved most was the concept, all revolving around time. And with this territory, the message was much larger than just the content, as that's only scratching the surface. The tagline that was chosen and repeated many a time was Memento Mori, fittingly. The phrase basically means to remember you will die. And in the grand scheme of things, the usage of this term wasn't just in reference to the lifeline of Unus Annus. It was also about themselves as people, and the ears that could hear them and the eyes that could see them. If you've tuned out and don't know what I'm talking about, I mean you. Watching this right now, you hear me, you self-centered little biscuit? Yeah, pay attention. In the context of the saying, it's like a statement to the viewer that you really shouldn't let the time you have go to waste. And that's not just a shameless promotion to watch our videos because they won't waste your time, which either way is a good marketing plot, but that's beside the point. But it's telling you to live your life, see the world, go crazy, like do a backflip off the Great Wall of China. Don't do that. And you shouldn't take that lightly, because it's good for online influencers to give off this impression, because social media is addictive and can really suck up a lot of your life that you won't ever be able to get back. I've been there, so trust me on that. And I know they've publicly stated that they didn't give the project an immense amount of thought, but they didn't need to. Because due to the topic revolving around time, it's unbelievably up to anyone's interpretation. So everything I'm saying might not make any sense to you, or you might not feel the same way and disagree. And that's fine, because that's half the fun. Being able to have so many people with so many contrasting opinions that I'm very intrigued on hearing about, by the way. So if you've made it this far, tell me your thoughts. What would you do if you only had a year left to live? Would you squander the time you were given, or would you make every second count? This was part of the About page on the Unus Annus YouTube channel and really wraps up all of my points in a nice bow. If you were quickly running out of time, would you do everything you can to make the most of it, or foolishly let it pass? We waste a lot of time dwelling on wasted time. And instead of looking forward and appreciating the present, we fixate ourselves on the past, as that's already happened, so it's naturally easier to focus on. Which is ironic, as everyone wants to move forward, but our minds want to go backwards, reset the clock, and start over. But that's the one thing we can't do. But the impossible is always so tempting to get caught up in. There's a common saying that you've most likely heard, but it applies here. Don't be sad that it's over, but be happy that it happened. All you can do is reap knowledge from the experience to help guide you towards being a better person, and then move on before you miss that opportunity entirely. I hope this video helped explain something to you. And if not, then I hope it was a good analysis or a brief trip down memory lane. And now that this chapter has closed, let a brighter one begin. And just seize the moment, because there will never be another today. Memento Mori. I'll see you in the next video. Or not. Decisions like that are entirely up to you. Just be sure to make the right one.